Coach, when you look back at that tape from Saturday, what were you most happy with in hindsight?
Well, probably the preparation going into it. It was good all week, and then I really felt like, or we did as a coaching staff, felt like how our older guys had really prepared, helping each other. I thought through the week, we talked about them holding each other accountable, and by doing that, it obviously was a good thing, because we felt like we'd kind of gotten away from that accountability part with the players, and so that was a good part of it, along with the fact that I thought we played with a lot of confidence, and that's what we wanted to do.
How pleased were you with what Cam gave you in the first half, and just showing that awareness to make that pass from Josiah?
Well, he and I'd been talking about, he's asking me what I need to do to play, and I obviously keep talking about, defense and those type things, as opposed, because we know that he's a good offensive player, and you remember his game at North Carolina where he went in and took as quick a shot as you could take, and during the day of the Kentucky game, I looked at him and I said, "Hey Cam, just tell me, if I put you in the game, what would you do? What would I expect?" And he said, "Coach, I'll tell you what I would do. I'll get us an extra possession." And I said, "Yeah, that's a great answer. It really is." And I told the coaches, "We get a chance, we're going to get him in there." And he went in and did exactly what he said he would do. Because he's worked hard in practice at getting better defensively, and so he earned that, and hopefully he can build on it.
How do you find consistency to build off of Saturday night?
I wish I knew that. We have a system that we stick with, we stay with, and we hope that we know the ebbs and flows of any sport that you're in. I don't care what sport you play. Everyone always talks about consistency, but you got to be able to, those moments when it's not going the way you want it to go, you've got to find a way to compensate for that, and hopefully that you've got enough to get the job done when you're not at your best.
What was your message to Tobey during that review after that little scuffle?
Well, I've told Tobey many times, I said, you don't have any idea. He didn't do anything wrong. This guy's competing, going at it. I said, how the physical impact that you can have, and we need you to be aggressive, not just with that, but all parts of his game. And I'm not sure there was much to that situation, other than the officials did what they had to do by rule. But I just felt like he was in there competing as hard as he could, and I appreciated the fact that that personality, we need to see it more.
How encouraging was that after kind of a couple weeks of slow play for him?
I mean, we have great expectations for Tobey, and I tell everyone that he's still young to the game, and he's got such a bright future, but he cares a lot, and when you have players that that really have a deep care for themselves and their teammates, it obviously makes you feel good, because you know how much he cares and how much he doesn't want to disappoint. He wants to do what's right for himself, but also, and most importantly, he wants to make sure he's doing his job for his teammates.
I said that was kind of like we're not going to lose this game moment. Did you feel that from the sideline?
Yeah, I think those guys had a mindset that, first of all, we have great respect for Kentucky and the job that Coach Calipari does there, and we knew that you're going to have to play 40 minutes, which proved to be true. They're not going to stop playing. I just, from the beginning, I thought we had a really good mindset.
Coach, you have a pretty high standard for point guards. Can you put Zakai's game in perspective after watching it on film?
Well, honestly, after the South Carolina game, we talked to him about, he's got to get back to being who he really is, and part of that is holding people around him accountable, and in the way that he does it. I've said from the beginning, from the time he walked on this campus as a freshman, what he brought that you never know until you coach it is in his DNA, and we need him. That's who he is, and but he's getting so much better at learning how to play the point, because he never was a true point guard coming in, but he's got a knack to score, which we know that, but he's taking great pride in watching a lot of tape, learning how to make decisions out of ball screens, all those type things, and you guys watch him, when you watch his practice, what you see during the game, that's what he does in practice every day, but a great effort, and just a terrific game from him.
Did Josiah do anything differently in that basketball game to help them?
I thought he slowed down, but you know what? He'd been making shots in practice, and so Like I said, Jordan went through it, other guys have gone through it that maybe people don't notice it as much, but I thought Josiah, he did, like I've said many times, I think he got away, he and Jordan both, when they were struggling. Everybody thought they were struggling. You don't have to make a shot to impact a game, and he had great rhythm in his shots. His first one that he shot was just his kind of rhythm that he needs to shoot with, but he did so much more than make threes for us. I mean, he was the one guy that was doing a great job getting to the glass for us, and really trying to rebound against a really good offense, a good rebounding team, period. But I just think he got lost in the game and let it come to him.
What stands out about LSU and why are they having better results than they had a year ago?
Well, Coach McMahon's done a good job. I mean, he's been successful everywhere he's been, and able to build his roster. He walked into a very difficult situation, a year ago, but was able to use the portal to get what he felt like he needed to continue to build the program the way he wants to build it. Very explosive team. They very difficult to guard. A lot like Kentucky, can make extremely difficult shots even if you guard them. Really good schemes, and he gets the matchups that he wants. But he's done a really good job putting together a group of guys that and first of all, they've played in big games. They've been in big games, and so it's like every night in this league, if you're not ready to play, it can be a long night for you.
What's the best defensive option against a team that likes to penetrate and kick?
Control the ball. That's the best option in anything. You can control the ball, which is a lot more difficult than you think. But you can keep your defense out of rotation, which is really hard to do. And when that does happen, how well can you scramble out of it and still contest shots and stay in position to rebound the ball?
Talk about Zakai not being a true point guard before getting here. When you're watching tape with him, what's his understanding like now of what he's seeing compared to 2 years ago?
Well, I think I learned this my first year in coaching. A coach by the name of Marv Kessler said to me one day, most people can only see the ball and a person in front of it. If you want to be a good coach, you better learn to see all 10 of them. I would think that's probably true as a guy. He's starting to see where the other 9 guys are on the court. It's almost like he's learning how to take a photo of it and starting to process it quicker, and starting to learn how to use his eyes to look people off and make those quick passes. It just comes with time. I mean, he's young to the game, and his decision making is just going to continue to get better and better.
When you ask Zakai to change his demeanor, what is the conversation like? How does he respond? So,
He said, I know. He told me, he said, I know. What he always says when you talk to me, it's on me. It's my fault. He never shies away from, if he thinks he doesn't do something the way it should be done, he's one of the first guys that's able to say, hey, that's on me. I got to do better. And I think he understands how much he and his teammates mean to each other. And it's hard to ask players sometimes to get on players in a way, not in a way to be negative. It's in a way that you show them that when they're really getting after each other, all they're saying to each other, hey, we want to win. That's what they're saying. It's not like whether it's just do your job, whatever it may be. What they're saying, hey, we want to win this game. We got to hold each other accountable. And when that starts happening as a team, that's when, from a coach's standpoint, you feel pretty good about things.
How do you adjust to a big man that can get beyond the arc and shoot the three like LSU's Will Baker?
Well, it's tough. I mean, you got to, if we're in switching situations, obviously we can get out there, but ball screen coverage, depending on if they, pop or roll, I mean, it's a different thing, but that's the one thing that we've worked at all year, trying to get our post guys to be able to get out and guard further away from the basket.
Anything else for Coach?
who else on the team have you asked to change demeanor at all, if anybody other than?
I hadn't asked anybody to change their demeanor. I've talked to them about doing what we know they're capable of. I want these guys to be who they are. We've got some competitive guys, but the point is holding each other accountable. And when you get that from a team, that's when I think you can get some growth.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.